Now, WLOX presents the Friday Night Football Showdown halftime update.
Proudly sponsored by Champion Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Oak Trust Insurance Group.
And hello, everybody. Welcome in week 13 of Friday Night Football Showdown. Action right here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. We missed you last week, but it doesn't even matter. We're back this week, and we have a lot to talk about. Playoff action happening all throughout the state of Mississippi, and we have plenty of good games right here for you here tonight that we're going to be covering. So what we're going to do real quick is we're going to give you a preview of some of those games before we head on over to the scoreboard. Pascagoula making the trip down to Hattiesburg in the Pine Belt. Really a rough start there for the Panthers. However, they rally in that second half of the season. They have a 5-game winning streak. They started the year with a 1-5 record. The winner of this game goes on to face the winner of Hancock versus Picayune. This is a rematch. These two have already played earlier this season, both playing in that same district. Hancock just picked up their first playoff win since 2017 last week. Picayune, they're looking for they just picked up their fifth straight year, with a playoff win. Looking at Laurel versus Stone. Stone coming off that 35-7 win against Summerall just last week. They've never gone past the second round in 5A. They won against Laurel just last year in 2024. However, that is their only win against Laurel in 8 meetings. Looking to Poplarville, they head on to Macomb to face the Tigers. They're looking to redeem themselves after losing to the Tigers earlier this year by just 1 point. The winner of this game will go on to face the winner of Pass Christian and currently undefeated Columbia. The Wildcats looking good so far. Their last loss coming last year against Poplarville, a 20-21 loss. They're 4-0 against Pass Christian all time. The winner of this game facing Poplarville and Macomb. Looking at our picks here in the newsroom, Brandon Ocean Springs really stumping a lot of us. Certainly not a slight on Brandon at all. Very good team. I think a lot of us just thought Ocean Springs would come away with it. You also look at Hancock versus West Jones. Now that one, certainly a bigger upset, I would say. So on this page, really nothing too crazy. Out of two people trying to go against the pack, trying to pick up some wins. You see the records there at the bottom, including myself, okay? Force, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Looking at our WLOX game of the week, it's a rematch. Everybody knew that this was coming. Petal versus Gulfport. These two played earlier in the year, and it was a thriller. Tyler Bell gives us a preview.
It's take 2 of Gulfport versus Petal. These teams already met this year, but that was 2 months ago. Gulfport has found a new gear since then and is looking for their get back.
I think our team, knowing what they gave up earlier in the season, really wanted this game. And so now that you have it, there's the things you got to do to try to go win it. And so really understanding the expectation and what the preparation has to be like, I think our guys are going to embrace that this week and get ready to go win some ball games.
I think both teams have gotten a lot better, obviously, and I think we've figured out how to play 4 quarters. We jumped on them, and then we let them come back in the game and then finished it at the end. But I think we've gotten better and figured out how to play 4 quarters and compete for 4 quarters.
Try as you might, you cannot shy away from the Cooper Crosby factor. He's the facilitator of this Admirals offense, good for 200 yards a game, but the Panthers have already seen him before and did one of the better jobs containing him this year.
Yeah, he's gonna get his yards. He did the first time. He's gonna get his yards. You can't let him break the long ones because he can run. And like with any offense, you got to make them drive the field. You can't give them the cheap touchdowns. If you do that, it's gonna be a long night for you.
He's the focal point of what any defense tries to stop, but he allows us to be able to do so much with him, to move him around throughout our formations, and so his versatility has been such a weapon.
And the Panthers know they can't just sell out for the run game. They've got the benefit of knowing what went right for them the first time, and they're hoping to continue that this Friday.
Yeah, I think you look at what you did good and bad the first game. You try to figure out what adjustments they're going to make to stop you, or what adjustments you can make to stop them.
And we've thrown for over 2,000 yards this season, and we got 5 or 6 guys that have 25 catches or so. And so, obviously defensively, we're as good as any out there, and playing pretty physical right now. And that's just the kind of thing we want to be. We want to be a complete team. And
it is time to ring the bell for round 2. Will Gulfport avenge their 1-point loss, or will Petal repeat on the road? It's take 2.
And the score of that one so far may surprise you. You can get the score to that game if you head on over to WLOX.com. You can also check out our mobile app on WLOX. Make sure to hit this little hamburger menu over to the side, find the sports section, click the arrow, get the drop-down menu, and then you hit that scoreboard, and then you can get all of the latest high school scores as well as JUCO. No more JUCO scores this year, though, after that Perk loss to Northwest Mississippi. But if we head on over to high school football, you'll get all of those latest scores. If you check out Pascagoula trailing by just a score against Hattiesburg, looking to make up that margin in that second half. If you look here, you're going to see Hancock versus Picayune. Picayune, they might be in halftime. I don't know. They just keep scoring. They won't let it go to halftime. Okay, I sat here. I debated waiting on whether or not I should even go on yet. They just keep scoring. So right now, our last update has it 45-14, Maroon Tide out with a big lead there in the second quarter. Looking over in 5A, Laurel versus Stone, real close game so far. I think a lot of us here anticipated that it would be a close game. Laurel starting off the season 0-6. However, they end up rallying in that second half of the season after playing a lot of that tough competition in the first part of the year. Right now at halftime, 14-14, both teams looking to pull away. Over in Columbia, the Pass Christian Pirates had a nice season themselves, just one loss. However, the Columbia Wildcats, they haven't even lost a game since last November, okay? Right now, though, very close. Pass Christian doing what a lot of teams have been unable to do so far this season, keeping Columbia to just one score as of right now, 7-0 at halftime. Columbia has that lead. Meanwhile, as for Poplarville, we just talked about earlier, they're looking for vengeance against that Macomb team. They lost to Macomb earlier this year by just 1 point. Right now, the Hornets off to a huge lead, 35-12 at halftime, looking to stay out in front there going into that second half. And as we talked about, this Petal Gulfport team, 1 point loss for Gulfport, and they remember it. Right now, halftime, 31-10 against the Panthers. The Panthers' only score so far coming off of a tip drill pick six. So what we want to do real quick is we want to give you a look at those brackets, what they're looking like right now, which teams will be played against, it's all that good stuff. So Gulfport or Petal, the winner of this game, will take on the winner of Oak Grove and Brandon. If you look up here into the north, you also have Tupelo versus Germantown taking on the winner of Oxford and Horn Lake. That'll be the North Championship in 7A. Looking over here in 6A, we talk about Hattiesburg versus Pascagoula. The winner of those two go on to take Picayune or Hancock. In the north, you have Neshoba Central, Ridgeland, Warren Central, and Lake Cormorant. They're still contenders for the north. In 5A, you have West Point versus Pontotoc in the north. You also have Cleveland Central and Holmes County Central still in contention. Looking down here, the winner of Stone and Laurel will go on to take Brookhaven or Wayne County. And in this 4A bracket, stick with me here, this is a lot bigger bracket. The winner of Macomb and Poplarville will take on the winner of Columbia and Pass Christian here. You also have Clarksdale and Louisville. Louisville, very good team out of the north. I will give you a heads up. They're contenders every single year. Obviously, that's why they've gotten to this point. So you also have Corinth and Kosciuszko to keep an eye on out of the north. But that will pretty much do it for us here tonight. Make sure to head on over to WLOX.com. You can get all those latest scores and stay updated. Also, make sure to check out our app as well. That'll do it for us here tonight. Make sure to check out all of the latest scores and highlights later tonight on WLOX, ABC, and CBS at 10:15 tonight. I'm Dylan Jones. Thanks so much for tuning in.